Welcome in. Welcome to Skeleton Soul. How are you? I was like almost sleeping till y'all had me laughing. I was dying. That was so cute. Make sure you can hear me okay. I'm gonna put my little thing on tonight, as I always do. Fine. So, I think I did it. Okay, yeah, I did it. Did I? Yeah, I did it. Okay. So tonight, as always, I always tell people we're just basically going to be talking about mental health because I feel like it's so important. At least that's what I feel. I feel like our mental health is super important on this journey. And I feel like sometimes we have different things that we're facing, like before we even got on the medicine, that we never got addressed for multiple reasons. I feel like sometimes there's a negative impact of any type of seeing any counselors or therapists. And that's basically reason why people sometimes deter from actually getting one and getting the help they need. And I feel like that sometimes we make excuses and so I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna say sometimes, not everyone, not you, but sometimes people make excuses for, and I'm sorry, I literally took off my bonnet because I really forgot. I was like, oh yeah, I am going live. I just threw off my bonnet and my hair thing. But yeah, so, hi Z, how are you? So I said sometimes, we don't address these things and we get on the medicine and we might think, for example, that it was our weight that was causing us to be stressed or causing us to be depressed for whatever reason. But then sometimes it could be childhood wounds, right? It could be things that you carry with you from your childhood for whatever happened in your childhood, whatever that scenario may look like for you. And and just note that they do say that this medication does trigger these things also. There's documentation out there about your mental health, and that's why I always say you should always check yourself for that. However, if there's any reason why you feel that you don't need that at all, just make sure you are comfortable with who you are. When the weight starts to drop, those things will definitely come out. They will come out everywhere. They'll come out in your conversations, they'll come out in your relationships, and it shows up as a negative. Hi Mary, how are you? Good evening. How are you, cousin? So, it comes up as a negative when you have these things that you've never truly dealt with. You are now subjectively looking at every aspect of your life. Even though you think you're getting better, you're not fully healed. You're not fully healed from whatever wounds that it is. It's just if we think about, if we cut ourselves with a knife, right? Eventually, it will, depending on how deep it is, right? So depending on how hurt you were regarding a situation, that wound will live there, whether it was regarding relationship, how your parents treated you when you were younger. Some of these things follow you, and sometimes people have already addressed them. They went out and get the necessary help that they needed to get. But depending on how deep your wound is, even if you cut yourself light, it doesn't take that long to heal. But if you have something that's puncturing your skin and you are expecting it to heal, most likely you're still going to have a scar. So those scars are your broken glass in your mirror, right? And when I say your broken glass is if anybody here has started talking to themselves in the mirror, can you just tell me below if you actually started talking to yourself in the mirror, at least acknowledging yourself, saying, "Oh, I'm beautiful," or whatever you decide to say in the mirror. If you have done it or even plan to do it, because I hope that that you do start, because you get to see your inner wounds as you walk through that part of your journey. You would start to see things changing, and you should I look at it as you're working on yourself. You need to work on your mental. So has anyone, Mary, Felicia, Z, have any of you, I don't know if there's anybody else in here, but have any of you started looking in the mirror? I know we all probably look in the mirror, right? But when I'm referring to looking in the mirror, I'm referring to like self reflections and basically identifying these things that you want to change or expect to change. Okay, so as you guys are thinking about that, or I see I'm getting older. Okay. But that's like visualizing yourself in a mirror, right? That's like just like seeing your image of what it reflects back to you. When I'm talking about mirror, I'm talking about your inner self. So really looking deep into your eyes into the mirror. And maybe I'll do it one day and show you how it's done. So I can definitely show you that if you don't know what I'm referencing, Mary. So Z says, yes, I do daily affirmations. Are you doing your daily affirmations in the mirror when you say you're doing them? I'm assuming that's a yes. Okay. I do mirror reflection now. My therapist has that as a daily goal for me. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, that's awesome. So as we walk through these steps and we understand more of who we are, what we're becoming, you know, you start to shed. And I'm so happy, Felicia, that you shared that your therapist, because this is like, that's where it starts at. It starts with you. And it's not just an image, it's deeper than that. This work that you do and that I get on here and talk about, and that I'm really trying to get you guys to do, to understand that it's beyond the scale, is really your inner work. And it starts from things that has happened in your past that carry forth from relationships, from different scars that you have, which creates a broken glass. So when you really look in that mirror, your glass, and some people's shatters may not be really broken, but it could be. And you're healing your inner self. Felicia says, oh, you said, Z said yes, the mirror. Thank you for responding. Felicia said yes, inner reflection through prayer and meditation. Okay, got it. So yeah, so these things are now going to allow you to become a better person for yourself, and also the new version of you. So it's helping you as you're shedding these pounds and as you're becoming stronger and you're building your confidence, you're also letting go of something. So you're getting like to an equilibrium in your life where things are looking very different than what they ever looked before, right? And so I say to that, it's a precious thing to know, you know, who is really behind that scarred person. Who is that person gonna become who you see today? So the person you see today is not gonna be the person you see tomorrow. Even if you lost 150, 100 pounds, 110 pounds, if you've never healed yourself through that process of transitioning, you're gonna still be hurt in so many different ways. You can pretend like you're not going to be hurt, but most of the time you do, and you carry it on, and other people can see it. Other people can see it. It shows up in conversations. It shows up like when you're presenting yourself, because your reaction to things, you show up as you're broken. You show up as a broken mirror. You show up as a broken glass. You show up like you have scars. Those are all the same things. That's how you show up. Until you start to put your pieces to the glass back together, then you start to heal that. Mary says, oh yeah, I do that every day, prayer and Bible study, and start my day. Oh, awesome, Mary. Yeah. So, and we really, another thing, so when it comes to another aspect of that I kind of like step aside and I look at, is like, like, it's so understanding it's okay. It's okay to feel or to cry. And I want to stick on crying because I don't know, my thoughts of crying may be different than yours. Like I look at like when you shed tears, like when it rains outside, I tell people it has helped me a lot. That's really good, Mary. So like when I go outside and I see the rain, right? I think that's like blessings falling down on me. That's how I think about the rain. I actually, every time I hear somebody say, "Oh, it's raining," I actually love the rain. My plants, when I used to water my plants, I put a bucket of water, I put a bucket outside so I can use the rainwater because it helps your plants grow. Like, I don't know if you guys do that, if anybody does that, but that helps your plants grow. So I think about water and I think about earth, and I really look at it in a different light. I say, okay, so those tears that we cry, I look at that as the rain. Like, we need it. Think about if it was just dry, right? It's like a desert. Then what can really grow from that, right? Same thing with our tears. As we cry and we shed our new, our becoming of what we are, those things shed to being a better version of you. It's helping you grow. Whether you know it right now and it's not a physical thing, it's going to show up for you, because that's what it is said to do. When it rains, what happens? The plants grow, right? Grass grows. Everybody, if it rains a lot, people are like, oh, I gotta cut my grass again. I gotta cut my grass again. Why? Because it rained. Okay? you know and if we think about when it doesn't rain, people complain about that. Oh, it's not raining. What happens at that point? When it's not raining, what happened? You have like more like a desert. You're dealing with fire. Okay, so that's what I'm explaining to you. If you are not correcting it, when you're correcting it, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry. You need to cry. You don't need to be a desert. You need to shed those tears. And they need to come out, because that's gonna allow you to grow. Okay? Rain is beautiful. Tears are beautiful. I am okay with the rain. I am okay with all of that. I like the rain. I like the fact that sometimes I'd be like, oh, I need to water my plant. I wish it rains. Like, that's how I look at it. When I shed tears, it's like, okay, I know that I'm connecting to God, and I understand that, hey, I need this. I need to get this out. I need to, sometimes it's tears of joy, right? And sometimes it's tears of frustration. Sometimes it's tears of just healing who you are. But we don't narrow down on that. We skip over it. Yes, thank you, Z. So we skip over it. Sorry, Felicia, thinking about Kim, that live had me laughing so much. I had a serious conversation. I'm leaving from like giggling. But that's beautiful, Michelle. Rain helps you nourish life, and tears helps you nourish your soul. Yes, yes, exactly. That's a great way to put it. So Felicia, I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Felicia said, that's beautiful. Rain helps you nourish your life, and tears help you nourish your soul. Yes, that's what it is. And so, and then Z said, I love the analogy of the rain, what was just explained. And so that is something that we skip over. And we all skip over it. We all want to laugh and, oh, this is great. This is great. But there has to come a time that we are facing what's really real. And we have to, hello, Kim, how are you? We're facing these things. No matter what we show up as, just know that behind the scenes, do this work. I am literally coming on here asking you because I want to see the best version of you. I don't want you to be good. I want you to be great. Okay? When you lose your weight, I want to see the person that has elevated. That's what's been in my spirit all week. Elevation. I spoke about it earlier in the week when I was doing my hula hoop. I want to see you guys great. Okay? I don't want you hurt and then pretending that it was a number on the scale that allowed you to heal. Yes, it can heal you from your fatty livers. But when our soul is broken, we need to heal that. We need to become stronger together. And you can do that. You can do that here on this page. This is not just called self-reflection, and I'm not just on this weight loss journey. If you go back to my first video, I said, God put the wrong person in the right seat. Okay? I was very clear about that. God put the wrong person in the right seat, in the right atmosphere, because we we think that we're on a journey, that we found this medicine, just to make us feel. That's surface level. That's surface. That's like saying all skinny people are healthy. That's surface level. It's a great thing, but it's no. Let me say this. It's a good thing, but it's a great thing to be healed inside and out, not just outside. Okay, like they say, what they say. Some people present themselves outside like they in their inside be crazy when you walk up in their house, right? Right? People be like coming outside all fancy, inside and out. It's two different things. So we have to show up for ourselves in that manner. We really do. And these topics, and you could go back and watch them, they're really for you. They're really for you to really focus in on you, on your life, and narrow it down to the common denominator and say, what is causing me to lash out, right? And that's just my next thing. Like I talked about the tears. Now we're talking about the lashing out. Lashing out of what? We're upset with the scale. Some people are upset that they're not losing weight and they don't know why. And then may not express that they're upset, but just know, don't be upset. It's okay. This is just a trigger for you to think about more of what's happening to you. How can you handle your emotions differently? Okay? So tonight's topic, Kim, is about your mental health. And what your mental health on, I put Mounjaro, but again, we can substitute it to compound, to Zepbound, whatever you're on. Hi Jane, how are you? And we talked about the tears when you cry. People sometimes, they like, just like the rain outside, people don't like the rain. I was explaining how I like the rain because rain, when you need rain to have your plants grow. So I like the rain. I use the rainwater to water my plants indoors. I don't like to use any other water. I like to use the rainwater. And I was explaining that you need the rain just like you need your tears. You don't want to be in a desert. So I was using that analogy for you guys to look, that you need to cry. You need to reflect on who you are and what you're becoming and become better. It's not just about the scale. It's beyond the scale. And I talked about it earlier this week, but I also asked if anybody is doing any mirror work, basically looking at yourself, telling yourself you're beautiful. I know a couple of people have already said, yes, they've been doing that. They walk, they walk in front of the mirror, I'm beautiful. And if you just start small with one word, I'm beautiful, or, oh, look at me, I'm down. Even if I don't care what the number on the scale says, you can say, oh, I'm down this, or just say, if you have some health thing going on and, oh, nope, look at me, I ain't got no fatty liver anymore. You're looking at yourself, right? You're just telling yourself, but you're seeing yourself through the mirror. You're seeing more than just the image, the clothes you have on. You're looking at your inner self, okay? So that's what the topic was on. That's where we started at. You could go back and watch the replay, but again, I wanted to make sure we understand, and now we're at the section of talking about what those wounds looks like of your broken glass, right? Of your broken mirror. Okay? Okay, thanks. Um what is your mental health? I'm in Jarl Zep Brown. Just episode. Yes. 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 Hi Twan, how are you? And so that's basically all those things that you have to discuss, all those things that show up in your life. But when you tackle those wounds, you're gonna get like you're it's gonna show up in your relationships. And that's what I really want you to know, that when you are hurt about something that happened in your past, it shows up in your relationships. It's going to show up in your weight loss journey. It's going to show up and you're going to be healed on the outside. You're going to say, "Oh, you look good." Da da da, but your inner soul, right? And yeah, you might not have a fatty liver anymore. You might have like, your diabetes might be under control. You might don't have like, anything wrong with your kidneys anymore. All those different things that may affect you when you were overweight. However, I'm talking about your inner. I'm talking about your mental. How is your soul? How is your emotions? That's what we need to focus on. And take a step back and breathe and think about, do I have anything I need to work on? Really ask yourself that. Figure out what are those things that you might need to work on. What are those things that you might need to do to help you feel better about who you are? Hi, Jen. How are you? Welcome in. And once you do that, I promise you, those tears will fall. I'm actually off an antidepressant amongst other prescriptions since I've been on Zepbound, and I'm so grateful. Yes, awesome. And you're also doing prayer, and you say you do prayer and things like that as well. So you're working on yourself. Yes, we all have something. That's correct. So whatever you have, I don't need to know all of what you have, but when you go in front of that mirror and you speak, you're going to be able to reflect back. And those, like I said, you're going to water your grass. You're going to water when you start to cry, because you're going to be touching something that was once wounded, right? Like, just like I explained about the cut, you know, yeah, depending on how deep the cut is, it still might leave that scar. And we're walking around here as scarred individuals. And when we lose our weight, it still shows up. It shows up in your attitudes. It may show up at work, shows up in your emotions, and it shows up in so many different forms because you're not healed. So you slowly heal yourself, slowly take the steps that you need to take to get there. And that's basically everything that I had for tonight. I had, like I said, I had throw on my bonnet, and I was like, I was about to be. I wasn't asleep. I was in there up here laughing. Then I'm like, oh yeah, listen, I'm laughing so much my stomach is hurting. But yeah, and sometimes if we can't figure it out or work through it yourself, it's okay to seek a professional help. Yes, it's encouraged and brave. Yes, yep. So I did state that in the beginning, that seek out for help. It's okay. Get professional help. It's okay. And as you reflect in the mirror and you do these things consistently, I promise you, like, your therapist, I think Felicia said her therapist basically told her, keep doing it, like keep speaking to yourself in the mirror. It's a known thing that it helps you heal. So when you come on here and I do these self-reflections, it's really because I really want you to understand that I want you to be healed inside and out. Mind, body, and soul. Okay? Not just your body. So I really want your mind, your body, and your soul to be healed and understood, so you can be put back and put whole again. All right? And that's the word right there. But yeah, so anything anybody want to add regarding that particular subject, that particular topic? I do want to talk about a little bit about the fasting thing. I know we got into it a little bit last night. Hi, Ann. How are you? Welcome in. So tomorrow I would not, let me just say this. Tomorrow I would not be going live tomorrow night, but I will be going live on Saturday. I was trying to look through people's lives and schedules that I had. I don't see anybody live on Saturday around the time I'm going to go live. But if somebody goes live, oh well, they can go back and watch the replay if necessary. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, so I try to like go through and look. But if you know of anybody, you can let me know. I can change my time, but I'm trying to go live Saturday around either 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the topic of fasting. And I have a lot of material, so it may not just be an hour. It might go over a little over depending on the engagement. But I might have to make it two different segments. Like if I have to, I want to get it done. So if I feel like it's going longer than what I wanted to, I'll do it as two segments. I'll try to do like one on Saturday and then turn around and possibly do it on Sunday or Monday. I don't work Monday because it's a holiday. So I will plan it accordingly based on my schedule. I do have sauna and a massage on Monday. So I have to work it out. Focus on your content and don't worry about others. They can watch you on the replay if they need it. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm gonna go live on those particular on that time. I'll probably do it like 1 or 2 p.m. But I'll put it out there in advance. And we're going to be talking about fasting. And there's a lot of information about fasting. So again, I don't know if I might then, if I feel like it just depends on how it flows. I have like different sections and different parts of it that I'll give a summary, and then we'll go into details as to each part. And yeah, and everybody can thank G's for that. Yeah. So Saturday it is, and I want to get it out the way. I don't want to be on live for like 4 hours at all, so I'm definitely going to split it up. But I want to get it out there, and then it's information for people to know, and to take forth deciding how they want to like treat their bodies if they decide to go on a fast or not. And I like I said, longest I fast, as I told you guys last night, the longest I fast was 36 days on water only. And again, that was spiritually. So we can decide on our own how we choose to fast and what we choose to fast with. I don't suggest that for anybody at all. Hello, how are you? Ezekiel, I think that's the name. Yeah. How are you? Blessings. And so we just want to make sure that we are, doing what's right for our bodies and talking to our providers if needed. Okay. And so that would be Saturday, and I'm interested to see like everybody that comes on, and I want you guys to, know that I'm okay with whatever fast you've tried and what you tried. And, some people fast only for religious reasons. Some people fast for certain time frames. Like, you know, I'm big at telling someone that, when you wake up in the morning, you're breaking your fast. That's my thing. But some people work through the night, right? So they don't have that. But I say anytime you're sleeping, you're fasting. But that's my thoughts, right? And we have to understand that we all have different perspectives, and your perspectives will be welcomed. All right. And just know that. So don't be afraid to speak in the chat and bring up the different things that you guys have. And, I'm all ears. I've took a screenshot last night of, some fasts that were out here a long time ago, and I didn't know nothing about. And so like every time that I'm on live and trying to watch other people's content, I'm here to learn. So I hope we all learn something together. So that's the goal. That's the goal at the end of the day, right? Have a teaching and understanding, because I think we perish for the lack of understanding, right? And I think we're all allowed to have an opinion, and your opinion is valid. Okay. And like I said, if I didn't experience it, that's just because I did not experience it. But the ones that I did experience, I can't even think. I've done so many. I probably have some, but I didn't do the one that was shared the other day. So I just want to say, you ladies keep me motivated on GLP-1 times 4 weeks. Wait, on GLP-1 times 4 weeks. God bless you all. Oh, thank you. So hold on. Are you saying that you only been on GLP-1 for 4 weeks? Is that how I'm reading it? I'm making sure. But if so, what are you on, and what are you taking right now? And are you on it for like diabetes or weight loss? Because I am, and I didn't do that in the beginning of my video. I always jump into content, right? I always talk about my topic. I'm trying to get better at remembering to say like who I am and stuff like that. But yeah, so I am currently on my weight loss journey. I started at 274. I'm currently 202. I'm almost in Wonderland. Yay, me. But I weigh myself once a month. So I'll be weighing myself, and I weigh myself the last Friday of every month. So when I will be weighing myself next will be 10/31. I did do a weigh-in when I returned back from my trip, and I was 202. So I'm going to hold on to that, and hopefully I lose this month so I can get to Wonderland. So we'll see how that works out. And I started off on Zepbound March of 2025, second week, and I'm currently on Mounjaro due to CVS Caremark. So congratulations to them. I was able to also take compound from Amble Health for about a month. So, And I use currently a telehealth company for my prescriptions, which is called Join Vineyard, and they got me approved for my PA in 2 days. Thank you, Jen F, for the referral. Even though it's not like I gave them her name, but she still told me about it. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. Again, I was kind of sitting. I was about to cancel my live, but I was like, "Oh, Michelle, just you canceled enough when you weren't here. Finish out your week." So that's what I said I was gonna do. I already had the topic, so I went from laughing to like serious. I was like, okay, I'm over here laughing, and my thing is really about mental health, which I like to, you know, put it forth. You're definitely be in Wonderland. I hope so, Kim. Unless that food from my trip catches up to me. I don't know. Did it catch up to me after I weighed myself? I really don't know. All that bad stuff I had. I'm kind of nervous. But yeah. But I enjoyed my trip anyways. I enjoyed everyone. I enjoyed meeting Twan and Kim and Tamika and Z and also Linda. Got to meet all of them. Yes. I had a great, successful trip. Learned a lot with these vendors and learned a lot at the conference with content that was given. So, oh, you're pre-diabetic for 2 years, 510 206. Okay, 5 milligrams, weekly injections at my doctor's office. Oh, okay, awesome. That's cool. Awesome. So, do you have any? What's your goal weight? Is your goal weight 206? Slow and steady wins the race. Yes, I understand that. Yep. And for me, it's like I couldn't even like stop for my body to be that because just like I'm just losing about an average of 10 pounds a month. Last month I lost 9. The month before that I lost 9. And yeah, so I wish I'm more like, I don't know, I guess I'm fast and steady. I don't know what to say. But yeah, 165, got it. Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know, but I am definitely losing at a fast rate. Did not expect it, but it's happening. Cousin, name it, it's yours. Asking for Wonderland in your portions. Yes, yes. Yeah. I don't even know, like, well, yeah, I think, like, I can't say not as an adult. I've been 199 as an adult. I think I forgot what age I was when I got out of the 199s or 190s. Oh, 165, got it. All right. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so thank you all for coming in. Reminder, I will not be live tomorrow. I have some things I have to take care of tomorrow, but I will be live on Saturday and I will put it up for you guys so you guys know the time, and I'll put the topic out there for those people. If you want to share it with anybody else, you're more than welcome. Allow them to come on and, join the live and let's chit chat for a little bit regarding fasting. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. I'll say peace, love, and happiness.